Okay. That is, it is over. Hi, na recording is there, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Started.
Yeah. Yoga brings together physical and mental disciplines to achieve a peaceful body and mind. Yoga helps to manage the stress and anxiety and keeps you relaxing. Yoga also helps in increasing the flexibility, muscle strength, and body tone. Yoga improves the respiratory energy and vitality. Basic benefits of yoga all are aware at a senior level of level 3. Yogasanas build the strength, flexibility, and confidence. The importance of yoga in modern life is abundant. Yoga teaches us the knowledge of how to lead a healthy living. It improves our concentration, creativity, and sharpens our memory. Another importance of yoga in modern life can be that yoga improves our muscle strength, stamina, and bring immune and mental stability. Yoga is essentially a spiritual discipline based on an extremely subtle science which focuses on bringing harmony between the mind and the body. It is an art and science of healthy living. The word yoga is derived from the word Sanskrit word yuj, means to join or to yoke or to unite. Here the unity is between the body and the physical mind, and the spiritual level is the Atma and the Paramatma. Atma and Paramatma, we say, you invoke the heart. Heart is the seat of love and emotion. The same thing. So, you Ishwar Pranidhana, concept of Patanjali Yoga Sutra में पढ़ा है हमने. Okay. Surrender to God. Okay. He commands everything. So you find a productivity increases. Okay. Surrender everything to him or her. Okay. You are Istajavata. Concept of new lifestyle and its relevance. Prevention of disease. So slowly, having known the concepts of yoga, we are slowly entering into the how the therapeutic part can place, how yoga therapy can place and cure the disease and come away from it. Through the due regularity of yoga, we can prevent from various diseases, fighting resistance, enhancing the flexibility. If we do yoga asanas daily, so we can enhance our flexibility, which are very important for leading a healthy life. It prevents us from injuries and sports and body movement and quick back. Yoga improves the strength, balance, and flexibility. Yoga relieves back pain relief. Yoga can ease arthritis symptoms. Yoga benefits the heart and health. Yoga relaxes you to help for the sleep better. Can mean more energy and brighter moods. Yoga helps you manage that stress. Yoga connects you with a supportive community. These are the health benefits of yoga, which you should buy in need also. आपका आना मांगता है this one. Okay. What are the benefits of yoga? What are the concepts of yoga? You should know also. The concepts of yogic lifestyle and its relevance. What are the health benefits? Increase your flexibility, stress, you build a strength, improves your posture. Yoga helps to keep your joints healthy. Yoga is a powerful mindfulness practices. Yoga reduces the stress. Yoga lowers the blood pressure. Yoga helps you to make the healthier life choices. Yoga improves the breathing, mainly on the respiratory system. Yoga encourages your body's natural healing process. Important systems to be studied by us for a yoga aspirant should be you should be fully aware of the respiratory system, circulatory system, and nervous system. Yoga affects on the three systems. Always remember this is because on mainly on the respiratory system, which ultimately supports the circulatory system, and thereafter into the nervous system. Food concepts also everything on that concept only. Okay. Always yoga may add local, associated, and central nervous system. LAC, the concept of this should be very well known. Any yoga asanas will have a local effect. Bhujangasana has a cervical effect. The associated effect is on the pelvic region, below the pelvic region. Okay, because that is static. That which is static will be on associated, and the local will be on the movement which has moved. Vice versa, on Shalabhasana, the local will be on the pelvic region because the legs are moving, and the upper part is the upper chest part and above. Okay, that is static. So that is associated, and all yoga asanas Unlike exercises, it affects the central nervous system. The three concepts should be known very well. Is there in the, yeah. Now, what is the Yoga Vasishtha concept of origin of disease? Adi the Vyadi, you might have heard about that. Now, Adi is the mental disorders. After mental disorder, you have the affect and instability of the nadis. You are aware we have the human body has 70,000 nadis, and we activate the nadis through the asanas and pranayama. And the most important 10 nadis are there. Out of 10 nadis, 3 nadis are important. Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, that you very well aware. Ida is on the left nostril. Pingala is on the right. That is Surya Nadi, and Sushumna Nadi moves from the Saprata in this month, which ultimately activate the 7 chakras which are there, situated there. Then we have under digestion because of the affected flow of the prana. Systematic and breathing level will increase your activate the functioning level of the systems in order. When the functioning level is the system will take place, your activities goes on increasing. Your metabolic level goes on increasing. That's why yogi people in this present corona stage are able to withstand because of the high immunity power. Okay. Then Ati Jivartam, over digestion. This is a Vyadi, under digestion and over digestion. Proper digestion, proper functioning of the systems will be having wrong digestion. Okay. When under digestion or okay, can't liquid dysentery, diarrhea, and all etc. Physical ailments, Vyadi, generated by the Adis and generated not due to the this one, Anaji. Okay. Which are there? Adija Vyadi में कौन सा है? Essentials are Sara and Samanya. Okay. Responsible for the cycles of the birth and this one Sara and psychosomatic ailments caused during the interaction with the world. Order is Samanya. That is, any disease in yoga is known because of the psychosomatic problems. Any disease. Even the stress is stress, mainly the stress is related to psychosomatic problem. Even they say it has proved in research that diabetes and hypertension also, it is not hereditary. Yoga says any disease, any vyadi is due to the afflictions of the mind. It's very clear, the concepts are very clear and the research has proved that accordingly. Okay. Vasishtha Muni's concept of disease now. समसेक्ष बत्त अनुसृत वहन्ति प्राणवायाः देहे गजे प्रविष्यन्ते पयंसि सरितेते. Because of agitation, pranavayu will abandon the state of equilibrium and flow erratically in the body, just as the turbulent waters of the lake when elephant enters it. अस्मे वहति प्राणेः नाद्ये यान्ति हि विषम इत्यहम् असंख्य स्थितिः भूपे यतः वर्ण संक्रमः. Because of the uneven flow of the prana, the nadis become unsettled, just as what happens to the societal systems when the king is inept. Okay. Vasishtha affirms that the metabolism, turbulence at the manomaya kosha gives rise to turbulence in the energy level. The erratic behavior of the prana implies abnormal functioning of the psychological systems, which subsequently leads to bodily disease. There are 5 koshas which are known: Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vidyanaya kosha, and Anandamaya kosha. Okay. Now, any disease, first it affects the mind. And when it affects the mind, there is an erratic flow of the pranavayu. Okay, pancha prana you know, apana, vyana, udana, samana. Yeah. There are erratic flow of the prana which is taking place inside the system. Okay, because of the vyadi which is created. Even the stress level also. Okay, so that's why we say stress levels are more toward the do the treatment of more of pranayama, different types of deep breathing, different types of or ashtanga pranayama. Okay, ashtakuma pranayama. Okay, on the basis of Hatha Yoga Pratipika, ashtakuma pranayama we give to the patients depending upon the disease which the body is having. Okay, from Manamaya kosha it enters into the Annamaya kosha. Ultimately, the organ gets affected because of the vyadi which is taking place. Maybe because of the GI tract, kidney problems, or whatever problems they have. Okay. So this concept which Yoga Vasishtha has brought out when Sri Ram asked Yoga Vasishtha, Vedic kaise hote hai, what are the problems for that, how the, so Yoga Vasishtha explains that these are the concepts behind that, and it mainly affects the Manomaya system. From the Manomaya system, it percolates into the Pranamaya Kosha, and from Pranamaya Kosha to Annamaya Kosha, and ultimately the organ gets affected. Awareness and role of yoga in prevention and management of common disorder in acidity. First thing we are taking is the acidity. It's a very common disease. Uh, what is known as acidity is also an acid reflux. There are in the abdomen there are enzymes which creates the digestive system and activates the digestion because of the enzymes secretion which are there. Enzymes which are there. Okay. Now, what happens when acidity is there? You have burning sensation. When you have over the food or excess of food within the body requires. Okay. And you are all are aware, one third should be with water. You have to live with the water. Okay. One third for the this month and one third for this month. That is the way it should be distributed in the human body system. Now, acidity. It can be caused due to eating food which is excessively oily, salty, spicy, or sweet. Excessive intake of caffeine, tobacco, and alcohol can further worsen the problem. Any disease के लिए this main alcohol and tobacco, that what do you call us, tobacco and all, we have interior place में tobacco खाते हैं, that can worsen the problem. Another possible cause of spike in the acidity can be going to sleep immediately after eating food. All these habits with the added stress of daily life are what cause and aggravate the acidity. The common asanas recommended are Vajrasan, Pawan Muktasan, Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama, Kapalbhati, and Ustrasana. Very good for digestion is before going to bed, you have to sit in Vajrasan and do the deep breathing, normal deep breathing. There should be 1 hour gap after you have the dinner in the night. Further, while taking dinner in the night, you should not have, or in the afternoon also, you should not have water. Half an hour thereafter, you should have water, so it creates for a better digestion. Taking water, Chika khane se bhi taking water during the food will not stimulate digestion as it is required to the optimum level. Okay. So these are the common things which you can pass on to your friends also, for yoga sadhaks, yoga students also, so they can further pass it on to their family members, and you can also implement yoga start from your home first. Then you can implement to the students. Okay. Now, awareness of role of yoga in prevention and how yoga can help in removing the acidity. While yoga is a great way to cure the gastric and acidity problems, when combined with simple lifestyle changes and healthy eating habits, one can see great results in their overall gastric health. Include some more fruits and raw vegetables in your diet. Reduce the consumption of oily and spicy foods. Avoid eating sweets. Avoid having meals right before the bedtime. Reduce intake of caffeine. Refrain from tobacco and alcohol consumption can help the alleviate the acidity. Increasing the consumption of water, other liquids like buttermilk and coconut water. Yoga practice helps develop the body and mind, bringing a, I think, yeah. So these are the important how yoga can help in removing the acidity. Okay. Now regarding buttermilk during the summer season, especially during the May and October and November, is very advisable. Okay. But dahi or any cold thing should not be taken in the night because that increases the kapha activity in the body. Okay. Buttermilk is always recommended in the afternoon. Buttermilk का साथ में you have to always have two things इसमें add करना बनता है. Now it is very cheaply also available. 12 रुपए में अपने को अमूल का you get buttermilk also. You add कोथमीर and अदरक इसमें बहुत बढ़िया है. So that is have a elevates the digestion process in the body. Okay. Next comes the constipation. How do you define constipation? Constipation is not allowing to clear the bowels in a normal way. In the normal way, that is obstruction in the flow of the stools, which should have it come in the normal way. Okay. When you take the food, you know the food is divided into three parts. The clearer, the final parts of the food goes to the nervous system. Second part goes to the blood for the purification of the blood, and the unwanted part is excreted out to the GI tract. Okay. So any objection or any obstruction because of the wrong food, or because of the excess food, or because of the food which is not accepted by the body yet you have taken it, it will go as waste product only. Okay. Constipation not just means no or little bowel movement. It rather makes its presence felt through a range of symptoms, including the infrequent or few bowel movements, straining while having a bowel movement, passing of hard or small stool, stomach ache and cramps, abdominal pain, bloated stomach and headaches. What are the symptoms and yogic posture for this? The root cause of this pool of symptoms is unhealthy lifestyle, attributes of which include inappropriate working hours, less time for rest, intake of too much junk food, a diet low on fresh foods and green vegetables, less intake of water. The modern generation, the present generation, the younger generation, especially in the IT sector, will be saying that they are most used for junk food, that is mainly McDonald's, Zomato, and whatnot. Okay, so that will weaken your digestive system and weaken your organs also. Any disease will start there, it start from the abdomen, from the stomach. Okay, stomach आपका digestion बराबर नहीं रहेगा, the other system slowly goes on degeneration and deactivating the normal functioning of the system. Yoga helps in revitalize your body and increases the flow of the blood and the oxygen in the system. Since most of the yogic postures involve pelvic movement, yoga practice can really help in relieving the constipation most. Okay, you are very well aware in Shuddhikriyas, Shankha Prakshalan, very well aware. It is the cleaning of the gastrointestinal tract. The tract which is there, the smallest intestine and the largest intestine, which is 22 feet, it coils like a coil. So the mucus which is lying there inside the tract gets sticked up over a period of time and finds it difficult to get elevated. I have personally undergone 5 to 6 times of Shankha Prakshalan from Yogodhaniketan Vashi. Very useful. The institute where I studied from a post-graduation from SVASA, there they treat the patient first with Lagu Shankha Prakshalan during the 15 days treatment of the disease. Sundays and Thursdays. Compulsory the patients have to do Lagu Shankha Prakshalan. That is just by doing Tadasana, walking on the toes, doing the all pelvic movements and all, and ultimately allowing your bowels to get clear, which are mandatory for the fast acting of the medicine as well as the yogic postures which are there for the relevant yogic posture for the disease which is there. Okay, I think you all are agreeable with me what I say. The 5 major yoga postures recommended for constipation are Mayurasana, Ardha Matsyendrasana, Halasana, Pawan Muktasana, Baddha Konasana. People अभी सबको मयूरासन नहीं आता है, but Matsyendrasana, a common yogic practitioner can very well do. Halasana. People who are not able to practice or people who are new to yoga, first, you know, what are the basic things you have to require. Joint losing, slowly go come into this, slowly come into Kapalbhati, and then you start slowly the activities. Okay. So it will take a long time for the persons who are not doing yoga daily. Okay, practice. Next comes the IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, these are the irritable bowel syndrome. As I just now talked, Shankha Prakshalan will helps in clearing up the GI tract. Okay, irritable bowel syndrome is defined as the abdominal pain or discomfort that occurs in association with altered bowel habits over a period of at least 3 months in the absence of any detectable organic cause. Okay. See, here you can see, this is the abdominal tract, the waste which are there lying in the black spots here. Here also the black spot which are there. So here it is a problems are there in this part. Okay, these are the clear balls where there are no mucus or the toxins which are accumulated over the walls of the intestines. Okay, next comes how the classification. It can be classified as either diarrhea predominant, constipation predominant, or IBS with alternating stool pattern. Okay, mixed pattern. So it can be loose motion, it can be diarrhea, or it can be the other exactly opposite. Constipation means withholding the stool, not allowing this, which leads to ultimately the disease known as bile fistula and fissure. Continued not taking proper food continuously, constipation over a period of months will lead to the slow development of the pipes. Okay, you might see people who have been staying for years together in Gulf countries who are used in taking the non-veg and all, and including that the spicy things because of the taste in the non-veg. You see they slowly develop, or after the age of 50, 55, they develop constipation, and further they go into piles, so which affects the system. Okay. Irritable bowel syndrome is a group of symptoms manifesting as a functional gastrointestinal disorder in which the patients experience the abdominal pain, discomfort, and bloating that is often relieved with defecation. IBS is often associated with a host of secondary comorbidities such as anxiety, depression, headaches, and fatigue. These are the supplementary problems because of the IBS, which are there. It affects the nervous system, and all this type of nervous disorders will the patients are likely to get. Now, what are the principles of Panchakosha and IBS? In this review, we examine the basic principle of Panchakosha from the Indian Taitara Upanishad and the pathophysiology of a disease from the unique approach. Yoga Vestas are the originated from the mind and Vyadi from the disease. An analogy between the age-old, the most profound concept of Adi Vyadi and modern scientific stress-induced diet regulation of brain-gut axis as it releases to IBS that could pave the way for impacting IBS is emphasized. Based on this perspective, a plausible yoga module as a remedial therapy is provided to better manage the primary and secondary symptoms of IBS. Basic asanas, Shuddhi Kriyas, and Pranayama for IBS. Yoga practice is considered much more useful in IBS patients at various levels to better manage the symptom. It also increases the self-awareness and happiness within, and also makes one feel relaxed and rejuvenated. Please remember one thing, though yoga therapy is considered this, it is not a substitute in the initial stage. The medicine which the patients are taking, either Ayurvedic, allopathy, homeopathy, whatever medicine, that medicine has to be continued as per the doctor. We are not a doctors. Yoga therapists are not doctors. Yoga therapists are supplement to the doctors, are supplementary therapy. Yoga therapy is supplementary therapy to the base main therapy, whichever the patients are dispensed. Okay. But over a period of time, with the slow introduction of the yogic asanas, the this becomes the dosage of the prescribed medicine by the doctors will become lesser and lesser. This has been evidently seen in diabetic patients, where the readings are more than 300, 350, and or over a period of 6 months, the reading was reduced to 200. Then further on the medicines, if the patient is on insulin, ultimately comes to the tablets. The dosage of the tablet goes on reducing over the continuous practice of asanas and pranayama. Thereafter, it reduces. But nevertheless, once a diabetic, always a diabetic till the death. But he remains at a minimum border level with the continuous practices of yoga. Okay. Now, so basic asanas of IBS is asanas, Ardhakari Chakrasana, Ardha Chakrasana, Padahastasana, Trikonasana, Parivarti Trikonasana, and Vrishikasana. You are very well aware food also plays a very important part in yoga. So abruptly, you cannot change the food habits of a person who is taking non-veg or anything, even for that matter, alcohol or cigarette smoking or tobacco chewing. It has to be through our yogic counseling and through yogic practices. Slowly, it has to be reduced. Okay, slowly it has to be reduced. Now, basic asanas and pranayama for IBS are Vakrasana, half sphere Paschimuttanasana, Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, Sarvangasana, Viparita Karani with wall support. Viparita Karani raising the lower back pelvic region immediately may not be possible for Sarvangasana, Viparita Karani or Halasana for that matter. So, continuous movement of the legs, making the angular deviation of 15 degrees, 20 degrees, slowly you have to raise it up. Then remain static for 90 degrees by catching the thighs. Remain there for some time. Then the body gets tuned up for the torsionary postures. Okay. And slowly, he moves into, over a period of time, slowly to first starting with Sarvangasana, then to Viparita Karani, and then slowly back to Halasana, half Halasana. Okay. Basic kriyas out of the pranayama for this. Kriyas are the cleansing and regulated breathing. Kapalbhati, forceful exhalation. Udyan Bandh and Agnisar. Vibhagya Swasan, sectional breathing. Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Shitri and cooling Pranayama. You are very well aware the present system of Corona period where the immune system gets weakened up. Yoga asanas has proved, research also has proved, and one of the Dinanath Mangeshkar Hospital at Pune, it was proved the Jalniti and Sutraniti increases the immunity system along with the other type of activity, other type of asanas and all. Okay, so at the age of 72, I am practicing for last 20 years, 15 to 20 years, active pranayama and this one. And for last 15 years, every week, every Sunday, I do my full Kriya practices. Second day, when I go out, yesterday, day first day. Now, first day in the morning, when I do my all my asanas early morning, and then I do my, when I go out, I see that, ensure that I do my Jalniti and Sutraniti, without which my day will not start. Today also I have done it because today I was out. Okay. Sorry. Next is bronchial asthma. This is now an inflated bronchial and patient with nasal spray. You are aware of the respiratory tract, the bronchial tubes which are there. The bronchial tubes end up with the alveoli which are there, where diffusion of gases takes place. Carbon dioxide is expelled out from the pulmonary respiration, and oxygen is intaken by through the process of alveoli. The tube, the uh, tube which are carried, these are this is the known as bronchial tubes. The bronchial tubes get choked up over the various reasons, and there may be accumulation of the obnoxious gases like carbon monoxide and all. Okay, not CO2. CO apart from CO2, carbon monoxide gases are also gets accumulated. And these are the black things which are see here. You can see the asthma and the normal patient. Okay, these are the bronchial tubes, inflamed bronchial tubes. See how the this has taken. This is a normal one. See how this has got choked up. How this has got turbuled up. You can see the unwanted particles which are lying at the circular level here. Okay. You are very well aware to control the keep the rate of breathing going on to have the normal respiration where there is a paucity of the breath. In an asthmatic person, a normal person, you should be aware of this. In a normal person, there are millions and millions of alveoli in the system. Normal person, 40 to 50% of the alveoli only work. That means the diffusion of gases takes place 40 to 50%. In an asthmatic person, research has proved that it works out to around about 10% or this one. Bronchitis is still worse. It again goes down to the extent of 7 to 8% or 5% also perhaps. Okay. Huh? So asthma is a chronic disease involving the airways in the lungs. 1 minute, I have to add this also. Over a period of year, with the active practices and healthy lifestyle living, okay, with the sattvic food, the alveoli functioning level increases in a, and more so in pranayama. Okay, it increases up to the level of 50%, 70%, 80% over the period of 10 years, 15 years, and all. Okay, which increases the metabolic level drastically. Now, asthma is a chronic disease involving the airways in the lungs. These airways or bronchial tubes allow the air to come in and out of the lungs. If you have the asthma, your airways are always inflamed. They become even more swollen, and the muscles around the airways can tighten when something triggers your symptoms. What is the general knowledge of asthma you should know? Asthma is a condition which your airways narrow and swell and may produce the extra mucus. Okay. Mucus also because of the it's a toxin, so which has got accumulated in the airway passage, that is bronchial tubes. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, a whistling sound when you breathe out, and shortness of the breath. The three types of asthma are nocturnal asthma. This is the most common type of asthma. Exercise-induced asthma or exercise-induced bronchoconstriction. Physical exertion of the patient during an exercise can trigger asthma in some cases. These are not applicable for the yogasanas people. These are applicable for people who are practicing gymnasium. Okay, where there is no physical rest or mental rest during the practices of each and every this month. One after other, it goes on practicing without having the pause of the shavasana or mini shavasana also for that matter. Okay, it is that development of the muscles. Then because our mind gets activated in yoga, because of the interaction with the body and the mind, the functioning level of all the organs increases. Whereas here in the exercise, because there's an imbalance of the inhalation and exhalation, during this, only and only the muscular level and the upper level gets increased. Next, exercise induced asthma or exercise induced bronchoconstriction. Physical exertion or patients during exercise can trigger the asthma in some cases. Allergic asthma, seasonal asthma. Inhaling allergies is the most common trigger for inducing the allergic asthma. Few over yogic postures to control, Nadi Shuddha Pranayama, Kapalbhati, Ardha Matsyendrasana, Pawan Muktasana, Setu Bandhasana, Bhujangasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog close, Baddha Konasana, Purva Uttanasana, Shavasana. Okay. Methods, what are the methods? Because here it is mainly due to respiratory tract infections which has taken place. Diaphragmatic breathing in pranayama, simple deep breathing, counting your breaths, watching your postures, staying hydrated, laughing, stay active, joining a breathing club. Okay. Now we come to sinusitis and yogic methods of prevention and management of the same. Very well you know about it, which are the most important and very uh, a bread of an authority in yogic concept are the Kapalbhati, okay, which increases your respiratory infection to a very greater height and your digestive system also, because the abdomen gets affected here in Kapalbhati and the respiratory tract also. Okay. General knowledge about sinusitis and yogic methods of prevention management are the same. Sinusitis, what is a common condition defined as the inflammation of the paranasal sinuses, which are there at the upper part of the nasal tract. Sinus cavities produce the mucus that nasal passages need to work effectively. Sinusitis can be acute or chronic. Causes of sinus inflammation include the viruses, bacteria, fungus, allergies, and autoimmune reaction. Sinusitis is usually capable by virus and often persists even after the other upper respiratory symptoms are gone. In some cases, bacteria or rarely fungus may cause sinus infection. Other conditions such as allergies, nasal polyps, and tooth infection can also contribute to sinus pain and symptoms. Most sinus infections are viral, and only a small portion develops a secondary bacterial infection. Rhinoviruses, influenza viruses, and parainfluenza viruses are the most common cause of sinusitis. See a person with having a sinusitis. See, this is the position. These are the healthy sinuses here. You can see on the left side. On the right side is the inflamed sinuses, which are seen because of the black patches which are there on the sinusitis. Okay. The chronic sinusitis can be caused by an infection growth in sinus in the nasal passages, swelling of the lining of your sinuses. Signs and symptoms may include a nasal obstruction or congestion that causes difficulty breathing through your nose and pain and swelling around your eyes, cheeks, nose, or forehead. Okay. Yogic methods of treatment of sinusitis. Yogic kriyas are Daliti, Kapalbhati, Kapalarandra Dhoti. Kapalarandra Dhoti, you are very well aware. Then asanas are Sarvangasana, Bhujangasana, Ushtrasana, all under chest level. Konasana, 3 Chakrasana. Pranayama, Anulom Vilom, Vastrika, and Surya Vilom Pranayama. Next comes hypertension or high blood pressure. Very well. You are very well aware of this. It's an obstruction not to allow the blood to flow to the artery center. Okay. To allow not there is a constriction or the obstruction in normal flowing of the blood in this, which affects the nervous system and ultimately leads to the blood pressure. The pressure of the blood exerted is not same because of the high level of the diastolic and systolic, sorry, not diastolic, systolic level of the blood pressure. Okay. Various steps to reduce the high blood pressure. Psychological stress management, cardiac sedentary, body weight management, healthy dietary pattern, regular physical exercises, regular sleep wake cycle, reduction in body weight in people with obesity, diet with low sodium, potassium intake, with lot of fruits and fibers and vegetables, endurance and resistance training, meditation, relaxation. These are all the plus points with a high BP persons should undergo. Okay. Your senior year, this is a psychological stress, circulatory sonography, healthy and dietary patterns, body weight management, physical exercises. So these are all the contributing factors for keeping letting down your high blood pressure to the normal level of 120 by 80. Okay, systolic, diastolic. Okay, diet with a low sodium portion. These are what are the I extracted this on the notes which is written here. Diet with a low sodium potassium ratio, high intensity of fruits, tubers and vegetables, low intakes of the red meat, sugar, refined grains, processed foods, and alcohol. One of the most common health disorders prevalent today is hypertension or high blood pressure. This occurs when the pressure inside the blood vessel is higher than the normal expected values for age and gender. Yoga, when adopted as a way of life, has a lot to offer for those suffering from the stress-induced psychosomatic lifestyle disorders that is a silent killer. Hypertension should be diagnosed only after taking several readings. The blood pressure needs to be taken at least 2 times, and each reading must be from a different day. The instrument which measures the blood pressure is sphygmomanometer. Okay, it should be always measured with the not nowadays with the imported instruments to measure the blood pressure. That may give the variance. Secondly, you should always advise your students or your patients when you go to a doctor for taking the blood pressure or taking any disease. Sit there for some time, read the paper, read the magazines, have a glass of water if necessary, and then go in the relaxed mode. That time your reading will become perfect. Or even if you don't have blood pressure, if you go haphazardly and just have to go to the office, check the blood pressure, the blood pressure reading may vary. And even if you are not having blood pressure, you the reading will show as a blood pressure because you have come in a very hurried mode. Okay. A single reading that is more than 140 million doesn't necessarily confirm hypertension, but requires further monitoring. How to manage the initial strategies managing hypertension should always include a dynamic advocacy of lifestyle modification. However, in patients whose BP is on the higher side, medications will not be taken with lifestyle modifications until their condition is stabilized. The aim should be to lower the blood pressure as close to the normal range as possible. Many therapists seem to forget that lifestyle changes are the first step in hypertension treatment. These changes can also improve the quality of the patient's life. As you are very well aware, lifestyle is very, very good, excellent. You have to improve your lifestyle living, then only the hypertension will get to the normal stage of 120 by 80. Okay. Secondly, this is an advice to you as my senior practitioner. I'm advising you tomorrow you become very efficient yoga teacher, then you become a yoga therapist also. Or you may be having students who are having common hypertension and all these problems. They may be taking the medicine. Please don't tell them to stop the medicine, whatever the doctors have prescribed. There are cases which have happened in my local place at Goregaon. After practicing yoga and asanas, the, we have stopped the medicine for after 5 years, 10 years of practices and all. Stopped the medicine and ultimately it leads to the cardiac arrest. Please don't do that. You are not an authority. Don't overrule the doctor. Doctor's advice, we are only a subservient, a substitute, a supplement therapy. Yoga therapy is supplement therapy. Please, please try to understand this. Okay. Restrict the alcohol intake, increase the physical activity like walking, reduce the sodium intake to less than 100 millimeters, maintain the adequate dietary intake of calcium, potassium, magnesium, stop smoking and reduce the intake of the saturated fats. And yogic, yogic poses involve breathing in a certain pattern which can control the blood pressure as well as relieve the stress. It will also enhance the functioning of your heart. Yoga leaves a positive impact on your mind and body. It's an effective way to lower the blood pressure. Here are some effective yogas for hypertension. Balasana. Asana reduces the stress and improves controlled breathing while performing these asanas. Cardio exercises are best for your heart as they enhance the flow of the blood. These exercises also burn a huge amount of calories. These are nothing but Sthuravayam, Sushmavayam, cardio exercises, okay, and promote a healthy heart. Strengthen the training. Strength training is good for your muscles and bones, okay, burning a huge amount of calories. Please remember, Sthuravayam, Sushmavayam will burn the calories to a higher level than the asanas, okay. That's why initially we start with the joint loosening, Sthuravayam and all, so that the body will get accustomed and acclimatized while performing the asanas to have a better strength and burn the calories. Okay. Climbing staircases is a clever way to work out. It's a smart method to keep yourself fit. Stretching exercises, flexibility, bends. It benefits your body in several ways. It will increase in focus on your muscles and help you prevent the injury. It basically improves the blood flow to your muscles. Asanas proposed for hypertension. Sukhasana, Shavasana, and just open up posture, Bhujangasana. Asana for hypertension. Breath posture, that is Setubandhasana, regulate the blood pressure, it calms the mind. Pranayama, Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom, Brahmari, full yogic breathing, all the three parts are to be explained and observe the parts of the lungs movement. Yoga Nidra, guided meditation as per the standard norms. Next comes the very common disorders. The younger generation nowadays is the cervical spondylitis, neck pain, which may ultimately lead to cervical spondylitis. And always remember when there are 7 cervicals, always the effect is that C5 and C4 and C5. C4 and C5 always get inflamed. What do you mean by when you see the reading, when you see the uh, pathological reading on the cervical part or any for that matter, lumbar or dorsal also, okay, or thoracic or dorsal also, you will see the main symptoms are cervical and the lower back affects the students who are on the younger generation who are working in the IT sector or continuous concentration and doing the work and continuing for hours together. Okay, they get affected very fast. Mobile reading, see this, you can see What is the stress created? 10 to 12 pounds, 50 pounds. As the bend goes on bending, the stress level here, the pressure exerted is more. Here it is still bent. You can see it's still bent 60 pounds. Okay. The side picture shows the stress on the neck due to the long hours of mobile watching, with the stress on the neck with 10 to 12 pounds at 100 angular deviation, 50 pounds with 40 degrees deviation, and 60 pounds with 60 degrees deviation and home levels. Cervical spondylitis is general term for age-related wear and tear affecting the joints of the neck. Also known as cervical osteoarthritis, this condition usually appears in men and women older than 40 and progresses with the age. Although cervical spondylitis affects both sexes equally, men usually develop it in an earlier age. Ladies develop after the menopause stage when there is a deficiency of calcium in the body. Men develop because of the continuous office work or wherever they are. Okay, that is the reason behind it. What are the symptoms of neck? The usual signs and symptoms are bring the patient with that are a stiff, painful neck, shoulder, arm, or chest pain, numbness, tingling, or pinprick sensations in the arms, lack of coordination, difficulty in walking, abdominal reflexes, loss of bladder or bowel control, or urinary or bowel retention. Causes of neck pain, technostress and the accompanying psychophysiological changes due to the modern computer age are important factors in the ethiopathogeny, as there is no escaping a computer anywhere, anymore, or anytime. Aging and wear and tear on the spine are major risk factors for spondylitis. The person is more likely to develop spondylitis if they had a previous neck injury. See, friends, the modern era is our digital technology. During the period of this 1.5 year of Corona, I myself had developed Zoom like anything. A lot of meetings are going on. Lot of not only this yoga class, so many other meetings are going on. People are developed sitting at home, continuous practices. In the corporate sector also, the conferences will be held here henceforth on digital level because the cost cutting will go. Hotel expenses, transport expenses, flight expenses will be cut it down by the corporates. Okay, and ultimately it will be sit at home and do your work. Ultimately, the stage will come to that. So the office expenses also will be cut in future. This is the talk of the day. Even the students learning also will be digitalized in days to come. Okay. So these are the common causes by sitting continuously, common problems, Vyadi, which is going to develop. Okay. Specific changes occurring with aging include trying and lose of elasticity in the spinal and cervical disc, bulging and sometimes herniation of disc so that the disc material protrudes from between two vertebrae, stiffening of the ligaments connecting the neck bones and the muscles. What are the diagnosis? Simple movement of the neck with angular rotation of the neck. Neurological examination of the neck to be examined with any stress in balancing the movement of the legs and arms. Neck or spinal X-ray. CT scan or MRI. A CT scan of the produces a more detailed image while the MRI can produce a detailed cross-sectional images of the spine. X-ray will have a preliminary this only. If the pain is more, if the pain is persisting, even after the painkillers are given, or even after the slight movement of the neck, that is are not getting healed up, the pain is much severe, then the patients are scanning is done for MRI. Okay, what is magnetic resonance imaging? That means you know about this MRI. I did not tell you. A CT scan of the spine produces a more detailed image, while the MRI can produce detailed cross-sectional image of the spine. Myelogram, this test involves generating imaging X-rays or CT scan after the dye is injected into the spinal canal for better visualization. Okay, that is known as myelogram. What is the yogic prevention management? Avoid high impact activities when neck pain is present. Warm fermentation of the neck region. Avoid lifting the weights. Take the short breaks while driving, watching the TV, or working on a computer. Work on the overall posture, keeping the neck aligned with the shoulders, taking the adequate rest. When lying down, it is best to lie on the side, avoid sleeping on the face. Use the thin and the hard pillow to support the head and the neck. Sushma Vayam, asanas and pranayama for that. Wait. Sushma Vayam facilitate the healing energy throughout the body. Jagra pranayama with awareness of the movement and the upper back with the breath. Chin kriya with awareness of the movements and the upper back with the breath. Asanas, posture to stretch and strengthen the upper back is Tadasana, Ardhakadi Chakrasana, Ardha Chakrasana, Meru Asana, Gomukasana, Mandukasana, Dandasana, Shashangasana, Ustrasana, and Pratipahanasana. Vibhaga and Pranava Pranayama, special ailments or Adhyam Pranayama and MM sound, that is Omkar sound only for head and neck area. Brahmari will have much effect here. Nadishiti and Brahmari Pranayama help in reducing the stress level. How? Because when you do the Brahmari or with Shanmukhi Mudra and all, the nerves gets activated to a faster level because of the nerve which is created inside, the sound which is created inside the system. Kriyas, Jalnitis and Kundal Kriyas, Mudras, Brahma Mudra for the head and neck region, and relaxation, Shavasana, Yoga Nidra, and Ajapanja. Just come the lower back, pain, you might even slip disc, the very common. Then sciatica. Sciatica nerve, the longest nerve in the body. It emanates from the sacral bone. From the sacral bone is up till the heels. So that get distorted. Here also cervical because of the 5 plus 12, 12 plus 7. 7, the lumbar region. L4, L5 are the most common displacement. That means what? The displacement has taken place at the upper level or at the L5 has gone to the lower level. That is known as the displacement or displacement. Okay, displacement of the vertebra because the intervertebral disc allows the disc to remain in a combat state. Okay. Back pain is a very common condition and bit a uniquely experienced one, ranging from the dull or throbbing aches on the spine, osteoarthritis to the shooting sharp pain of a ruptured disc. Back pain can also come and go, be constant, worsen with exercise or prolonged sitting, and or be associated with neurological symptoms like numbness and tingling. While back pain can be frustrating and debilitating, the upside is that the majority of the episodes of the back pain improve or resolve with the minimal care and usually within a few weeks. Types of disease with lower back muscle strains, bulging ruptured disc. Muscle strains and sprains are perhaps the most common causes of the back pain, especially in the lower back. A strain refers to a tearing of a muscle or a tendon, a fibrous tissue that connects the muscle to the bone, while a sprain refers to a tearing of a ligament. See, understand the difference between tendon and ligament. Okay. Here, the strain and the sprain refer to tearing of a ligament, a fibrous tissue that connects two bones together. With these tears, which result from an injury like lifting a couch or a granular overuse, inflammation occurs, causing pain and in some cases the muscle spasms. Bulging ruptured disc, spinal discs are located between the adjacent vertebra and serve as a shock absorbing cushions for a combination of reasons, including the natural process of aging, trauma to the spine, weight gain, smoking, and repetitive stress to the spine. Osteoarthritis and sciatica. Osteoarthritis can affect any joint in the body, including the small joints and spine called vertebral or facial joint. Spine occurs as a result of wear and tear of the cartilages located between the spine and the joint. Osteoarthritis offers mainly at the kneecap level, at the patella. Okay. effective yogic practices, very simple yogic practices. I have seen that it usually happens with a degeneration process, whereby the synovial fluid which is there near the patella, which acts as a lubricant, especially when you climb the staircase or when you walk down or climb up or any movement of the leg which is bent, will show an effect of development of osteoarthritis. This usually happens in a very obese person where the BMI level is more than 30-35. Second, it happens to ladies in the menopause stage where the deficiency of the calcium takes place, which affects the joints, especially the osteo, and it leads to osteoarthritis, especially at this. A higher version of osteoarthritis, if not treated properly, will lead to rheumatism, rheumatic arthritis, where the finger joints, other joints, and mobility, the elbow joints, and all starts paining, and it will have lead to shooting pain if not treated in the initial stage. The second type is the sciatica, refers to the compression or twitching of sciatica nerve, often caused by herniated disc or a bone spur. An injury or a trauma to the pelvis, yeah, fall down at the back, and the back is the the 9 bones which are there at the end of the tailbone and the vertebral column are fused bones. That is the sacrum and the coccyx, which are 9, 5 of sacrum and 4 of coccyx. Okay. An injury or trauma to the pelvis, buttocks, or the thighs, diabetes and prolonged sitting and performer syndrome. When a small muscle in the buttock spasm and irritates the sciatica nerve may also cause sciatica. Next is spinal stenosis. These are all muscular problems, muscular degenerations, spondylitis. Spinal stenosis causes back pain in the aging population. As you get older, the spinal canal gradually becomes constricted or narrowed due to a part of osteoarthritis. I myself am sitting here. I am an osteoarthritis patient, but I do my practices very regularly. And for the last 8 years, except before the corona, I've been taking Ayurvedic treatment in Kerala, which are very famous in Ayurvedic system. In the old time tradition of Ayurvedic system, doing a part of Panchakarmas treatment. Continuously in the winter season, when this joint gets pain, so that time, and here also, after coming here also, after coming back my home also, I continue the practice for the amount of the 15 days or 7 where I was there. Okay, doing a massaging myself in the yogic concepts of massaging. Okay, with the Ayurvedic oils, herbal oils which are there. Okay, spondylitis refers to stress fracture in one of the vertebrae of the spine. This condition is most common in children and adolescents who play sports such as gymnastics, football, that places repeated stress on the lower back. Football, the patella get displaced from its original place because of the stress at a certain point which is created, which doesn't happen on a 1 year or 2 year or 5 months. Continuous practice, continuous playing of this. Next, we come to the osteoporosis. As we are dealing with the muscular system and this skeleton and muscular system, osteoporosis is nothing but the pores which are created in the bones, due to which the density becomes less. How do you define density? Density is equal to mass upon volume. So osteoporosis में क्या pores होता है? There are 3 layers of the bone. If you see the bone density test, what is the normal bone which is functioning properly? Second is the osteopenia, and the third is the worst is the osteoporosis. Okay, all spinal problems, if not treated properly, or the sufficient calcium intake is not there, through vegetables, through fiber foods and all, and supported this much, will lead to osteoporosis. Ladies, they should take after menopause, they should necessarily take calcium supplement along with the calcium-rich foods. All leafy vegetables, all green leafy vegetables, palak, spinach, and all everything are very high source of calcium. Cabbage, then you have carrots and all all these are rich source of calcium, which activates your system and retains your strength of the bone. Okay. In nothing, simple terminology, it is nothing but the strength of the bone getting weaker and weaker, and thereby developing pores. So that ultimately, I have seen patients spinal vertebral columns, osteoporosis, lying in the bed, they cannot move further. Okay. Oftentimes, with a compression fracture, a person does not report a history of trauma, but rather notes sudden back pain after simple activity like bending or over or sneezing. The pain of a vertebral column fracture is often felt in the lower back or in the middle of the back. Rarely, pain radiates to the other areas of the body like the abdominal legs. Generally speaking, pain from a compression fracture often worsens with motion, is eased with rest or lying down, and range in the quality from sharp to sharp. See, any fractures which has taken place, it can better get healed only during rest. When the movement is there, इसके लिए डॉक्टर बोलते हैं कि the fracture can be removed only after 5 months or 6 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on whether it's a hairline fracture or not. It all depends upon how much rest the person is taking. तो बोलेगा अभी काम पर जाने का हमारा ड्यूटी है, that is the bread and butter, I cannot this much. So the healing will not take place, it will take its own time because the body movement is there, which we will not allow normal healing process. Otherwise, would have taken the normal way. Now, scoliosis and ankylosing spondylitis is a condition in the spine cord and twist like the letter S or the letter C. It either convex or concave. Concave is the upper part and convex is the inner part. It usually develops in childhood during adolescence. In most cases, the cause of scoliosis is unknown, although it may be related to an injury or the birth defect. In some instances, multiple family members will have scoliosis, suggesting a potential genetic component. Ankylosing spondylitis. Continuous, I'm a patient also of a scoliosis, but yoga has, I have overcome the scoliosis process through the process of yoga through my active practices early morning. Okay. With a slight therapeutic yogic therapy movement also I'm doing. Okay. That apart, ankylosing spondylitis is a chronic inflammatory disease of the spine joints that causes low back pain and stiffness, typically targeting the age of 40. The back pain of ankylosing spondylitis tends to improve with exercise and worsens at the night. Asanas for the lower back pain, Majrasan A, B, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Trikonasana, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, Naukasana, Anukas pose, Siddhibandhasana, Ardha Matsyendrasana, these spinal joints, Uttan Vakrasana, Shashankasana. Nadisuddhi Pranayama, Umak Pranayama, hissing sound. Osteoarthritis, now we come to, we have seen the cervical part, we have seen the lower back pain, now we come to the osteoarthritis. It is the most common form of arthritis and leading cause of disability and loss of the functions in the elderly population. It can affect any joints, but the knee is one of the most affected parts of the body in humans. There are several risk factors for osteoarthritis such as obesity, smoking, intravertebral fractures, chondrocalcinosis, crystals in joints, smears, cartilages, and female gender. What are the symptoms? Joint hyperimmobility, instability, peripheral neuralgia, prolonged occupational or sports stress. The prevalence of knee osteoarthritis increases with age. Symptoms of osteoarthritis. Secondly, 75% of the body weight is above. 25% is below the knee. That means the knee is holding 75% of the body. So destiny mostly the obese person, where the weight of the fats are accumulated in the abdominal level, will also have a chance for getting osteoarthritis in future. Immaterial of the food which is taking, any proper food which is taking, because unless and until the obese person reduces the weight and brings his BMI between 25 to 30, this will not affect. Okay. Neo-osteoarthritis is associated with disrupted sleep, depression, increased sedentary behavior, less physical activity, obesity, and decrease in the quality of life. Bilateral knee or osteoarthritis impair the balances and increase the risk of fall, particularly in modern osteoarthritis. You are aware modern medicine has gone to such an extent. Transplantation processes are in process. Heart transplantation. Knee transplantation is the most common, whereby the patient has to spell out the money in lakhs of rupees, and the foreign body is a foreign body. Okay. So ultimately, I have seen people who are able to perform their normal functions after the knee replacement. But this is a very concepts which the yoga teachers should make aware to the patients or to the students of the effect of the artificial or a foreign body being implanted into the body. During your teaching, during your talk, you should make understand the disadvantages on the long run of the foreign body implanted into the body. Okay. Different method for relief of osteoarthritis. Yoga, mind-body intervention. In India, different schools that were there. A pilot study was conducted on 9 particular using modified Iyengar postures, 90 minutes classes once a week for 8 weeks as a treatment of modality, and showed potential reductions in pain and disability caused by osteoarthritis. Okay. Few other structures compared yoga therapy with different interventions such as traditional stretching and strengthening the exercise or no structure group exercise for 6 weeks and showed functional changes and improvement the quality of life in tradition, practice and yoga based approach. It was followed by Ayurvedic intervention. 40 men reported that Ayurvedic an integrated approach to yogic therapy is better than physiotherapy exercises for reducing the pain, morning stiffnesses, states and trait and anxiety, blood pressure, and pulsation in osteoarthritis. Okay. What are the yogic postures? It is Vrishasana, Surya Namaskar, Shashankasana, Devi, Majrasan A and B, Uttan Vakrasan, Setubandhasan, Parvatasana, Adhan. Pranayamas, Brahmari, Ujjayi, Anulom Vilom, Kapalbhati, Shitali, and Sitkari, and this one. Okay. I think Vijay sir, can I stop here with the
Yes, yes, stop here.
Uh,
Non-communicable diseases I already posted in our WhatsApp group, and you also covered this in this. They can read and they can by heart, or they can grasp the concept of
Abhi,
non-communicable disease. Otherwise, I will take tomorrow.
I will take tomorrow.